And the fundamentals of reality will give you the direct insight and remembrance of truth that any experience is simply transitional. It comes and goes. Every experience comes and goes. Just like on your computer screen, you can watch so many different movies, they come and go. What is left? The screen, always, permanently. You see, you can have so many different journeys. You can have millions of different kinds of visions. Our tongue can distinguish 100,000 different tastes. Your eyes can see millions of different color tones. Your ears can hear many frequencies, a very big range of frequencies, which include all the sounds. So you can play in this life. This is the play of existence. And these are the tools that you have in this play. But what is fundamental, what is real, and where you will never ever be lost again, that is the awareness itself, the consciousness itself. That is your home. Anything else is temporary. Your physical house is temporary. Your heart is temporary. The deep space of presence is temporary. Your real home is awareness, consciousness. Because that is permanent in all your lifetimes. That is permanent everywhere in all the universes. So your souls are hearing this. Maybe your minds are not fully understanding, but your souls are hearing this. And your souls are digesting the truth. They're now seeing the map, the GPS of the soul. Now imagine you had 100,000 lifetimes. How many understandings you had? How much knowledge you had? How many experiences you experienced in 100,000 lifetimes? So where I'm inviting you is to the real home. Not only in this lifetime, in all lifetimes of all your futures and all your pasts. They're all happening now, by the way. It's just a little mind twister. So home is here, but here is where is awareness, consciousness. That is the only real home. Everything else will not last. Everything else will transition, will come and go. So now that we have the fundamental understanding of reality, now we can explore the creation. The creation is energy. Energy created this universe, this world, this reality. Everything you see, you hear, you touch, you smell, you taste, you even insight, and so all of that is energy. It's all manifestation. So nothing is actually even solid. Even the wood is made of molecules and atoms which vibrate at a very low frequency to create an image that it is a solid object. Science knows that already. Everything is energy. Even the rocks are energy. Everything in the whole universe, no matter how permanent it seems, is energy. That is the creation. Now, to really enjoy life in this universe, it is good to match your energy with the consciousness. It is good to bridge the gap. You need to have the fundamental knowledge and ideally realization of reality so that you fully recognize and realize consciousness. And you drop any identity of anything lesser than that. So you rest in your home in the full consciousness. You abide in the self. You rest in the final resting place, which is your full consciousness, which is here and now. So ideally you come to that place of realization. And what happens then? Then you enjoy the existence. Then you enjoy the creation. So in the second part of the fundamentals of reality, it is important to recognize that yes, the universe is also here, and we need to learn to enjoy it. We need to learn to live in a balanced, harmonious way. We need to learn to come in alignment with the universal laws. So that is the second part of the fundamentals of reality, that the universe has laws. And since humanity is so ignorant that from the higher perspective humanity is seen as children playing in a sandbox with knives and matches and lighters and guns. This is how the higher beings see humanity. That the people, the human beings, are playing in a sandbox very dangerously. And they don't know what is outside the sandbox. So the universe has laws. One of them is law of attraction, very famous one. Of course, it gives a big benefit. There are many others, laws of vibration, of frequencies, of balance, harmony, of resonance, of cause and effect, just to name a few. So coming in alignment, we grow in harmony with the universe the way it is. And this is how we bridge that gap between consciousness and enjoying life in the universe the way it actually is. And the third teaching is of suffering. The suffering is the third step of the fundamentals of reality, and the suffering means ignorance of the truth of reality, ignorance of the laws of the universe, and not knowing what to do or how to do and how to live. So that ignorance causes the suffering. All the fears, anxieties, doubts, worries, pains, psychological traumas, all of that is because of the root ignorance of not knowing the reality as it is and the way it actually works. It is like being a criminal constantly abusing the laws. You know, a criminal is constantly thrown in a jail cell because he simply doesn't know the laws. So the same way, the universe is constantly giving suffering to those who do not comply with the laws of the nature. So this is why the suffering, yes, it exists. Yes, there is what is called karma, or the law of balance. So the suffering is the ignorance of the laws of the nature and reality. Because we constantly abuse these laws, so thus the suffering is created. So to summarize, there are three fundamentals of reality. Step number one is consciousness awareness as your home, as your resting place, as your real identity. Anything lesser is not real, and it will not last. That is number one. Step number two is recognition that yes, the universe is real, and the universe has laws, the way it works, the way the energy works. So knowing those laws, you can enjoy living in the universe. And the step number three is the suffering, the teachings of the suffering, and realization that suffering exists because of ignorance of the first two laws of reality. So this is the ABC. This is how we will learn to speak, we will learn to write, we will learn to read. These are the fundamentals of conscious living. It is not even spirituality, because spirituality, it is a term which is already identified with yoga, with meditation, with organic vegetarianism, with reikis and crystals and angels. This is spirituality. No, I am speaking about reality. Yes? In reality, there is nothing spiritual or non-spiritual. In reality, it is either freedom, bliss, love and peace, or suffering of not knowing the reality. So we have to drop any sorts of philosophies and ideas and conceptions and misconceptions and just face the real reality the way it is. And to actually start recognizing how things actually work. So it is to know awareness, consciousness as your primal identity, as your home resting place, to come in alignment with the energy of the universe, with the laws of the nature. And third, to remove any causes of suffering. Now, who wants to sign up to this kind of school? We may call it university, or we may call it reality university. And we have actually the name for it, which is the New Humanity School. And this is the path of humanity. Humanity is very supported in this process of awakening. So in the next 500 years, humanity will learn fully of what we're speaking here today and now. So you're the pioneers. You're the pioneers. You are the greatest explorers 500 years in advance. Now how amazing is that? You already live in the future, which is the now in reality, by coming to the real now. So this is a very responsible way of living, isn't it? To be in compliance with the universal laws, with the nature, the way it is, to remove the suffering, and to rest in the fundamental identity of consciousness awareness, of bliss and happiness, freedom, in a very responsible way. Responsibility means ability to respond in the right way. Yes, responsibility is ability to respond in the right way. So therefore, the fully conscious being is the most responsible being in the whole universe. Even our law system has to change. Economy, politics has to change. The policemen have to change. Even they need to come, the justice system needs to come into the compliance with the universal laws. Because otherwise it's just the pickpocketing of the politicians to make the laws to fit their pockets. You know, this is the current legal system, the way it is. So even that is not real anymore. So step by step humanity will learn how to come in alignment, it will learn the laws of the nature. The scientists are learning, awakening. So everything will come into the balance, harmony, alignment, and thus the suffering will be removed. And thus humanity will come out of ignorance into freedom, light, and the new age of humanity.